Today's Toy Spot, we're having a look at the Disney Big Hero 6 Deluxe Flying Baymax. This is recommended for ages 4 and up and comes to us from the folks over at Bandai. Quite a substantially large piece, actually. In fact, with factoring in the size of the box and everything else that comes in it, Spot really had a tough time actually fitting it completely in his backdrop. It does require 3 AAA batteries, but luckily the batteries are included. It has an 18-inch wingspan and also includes flying sounds. For one better also, it does also include a Hiro Hamada figure, which is actually right in the corner there. And he will play a somewhat role in how this toy works. I'm actually really, based on the trailer that we've seen for Big Hero 6, I'm actually quite excited to see the movie when it finally gets released. On the side of the package, if I just spin it around here, again, tilting changes the sound on the Baymax. I'll show you that again when we get that opened up. And on the back of the package, it has sounds. It has an area for Hiro to sit, as well, light up sounds, a flying fist, you name it, it has it. Again, you can head over to Bandai.com if you guys want to check out more that's being produced along the lines of the Big Hero 6 property. I believe this actually is also getting released in November, so November, Spot's marking on his calendar. It's going to be a figure, a movie I'm definitely super excited to check out. Spot's going to take a break and get this completely opened. And when we come back, we're going to get a better look at the Deluxe Flying Baymax. There's more heading your way, guys. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Included with the Deluxe Flying Baymax, you get yourself a instruction sheet. It shows you how to work it. The wings can come off. I'll show you guys that in a second. A couple of the features and how to involve Hiro with the back of Baymax. And again, I'll show you guys that in a second. Putting that to the side. When we actually have this, when we start this with having a look at Hiro first. He's a pretty decent looking little mini figure. And I say mini, but he's really not a small figure at all. I guess, if anything, the only downside to the figure is he doesn't have a lot of articulation. His head does rotate left and right. Arms do rotate all the way around, and legs move back and forth. But unfortunately, he doesn't have any knee articulation. He doesn't have any elbow articulation either. So when he's not actually on the back of Baymax, he kind of has a crouching position to him. It's not terribly bad, but kind of wish he had had at least articulation maybe in the knees. Painting actually is very nice, as well as his face. A nice, really nice child face on Hiro. Again, Spot doesn't know too much about the movie just yet because it hasn't come out to theaters. But I'm, again, really, really excited for this movie. Now, you'll notice as well when you get to Hiro, he has 2 peg points on his hands and 2 holes on his knees, and that'll play a big role in a second. But before we do that, let's have a look at Baymax. We'll just bring the camera back a little bit, and probably we'll have to bring it back a fair bit just so we can see everything that's on this behemoth. Now, he stands at a towering 11 inches. He's 11 inches tall, and really when you factor in the wingspan, it gives us also an 18-inch wingspan as well. But certainly a phenomenal piece. Baymax as well, he also has a wing piece that goes onto the back of him, and to change the batteries are located on this wing piece. So just kind of get your finger on one of the wings here, and it pops off very easily, and there's where you would have your AAA batteries. And again, luckily the folks over at Bandai have given us batteries, so you don't have to worry about putting those in when you first get the piece. Now there are clips, can you guys see it? There's little clips at the bottom of the wings here. So when you put the wings back on, you don't want to really be putting them on just straight. You kind of want to put them on an angle so that those little clasps, those little notches on the bottom, sit into the groove. So again, just pop it in on an angle and snap it into place, and you're good to go. As well, too, there is a button right at the top here, right there, that when you press it, it deploys the full 18-inch wingspan of Baymax. And again, depending on how you want to display your piece, You can either have him with the wings out, or you can just close those back up as well. And he is still, again, a really phenomenal piece, whether you have the wings out or you have the wings in. He's very big. Like, he is a very, very big piece. He's a little top heavy, and it's something that you have to do a little bit of adjusting when you get him out of box, because he has a very small footprint. If you see right on the underside of his feet really are only about that long, that wide. But that amount of footprint still manages to hold and stand him up. But again, if you have the feet slightly angled, you might find maybe that he gets a little top heavy. When it comes to his articulation, he actually has a considerable amount of articulation for a figure this big. In his head, he does have a ball joint in the head, and it actually pivots up as well, which will play a big role when he is flying. But it does move left and right. Shoulders are on independent hinges on the shoulder area here. They move out. But as well, his arms also move, they also spread out, which the shoulders certainly play a big role in allowing his arms to do that without any limitations whatsoever. Arms are also on a swivel in the bicep. A really, really nice bend in the elbow. And no real articulation when it comes to at least this hand. The same also really could be said for this hand as well. But this hand has a gimmick. I'll show you guys that in a second as well. He has a swivel in the waist. And as for his legs, the same idea really applies. He has a forward and back on the legs. Forward and back on the legs, out as well. And if I just move like the thigh plate to the side, you can kind of see how he's got a swivel hinge here and a swivel hinge here. So the legs swivel forward, and then equally so, they swivel at the thigh point also. He has a ratcheted joint in the knee, and then way down at his little tiny feet, he has like a ball hinge joint as well. So despite the fact that he is a big piece, you can still get a pretty good pose out of him. Again, you just have to make sure though that his feet are properly rooted on the surface that you have him displayed, because if not, yeah, he could get a little top heavy and tumble forward. So really, not even factoring in the lights, the sounds of it, it's again a really fun piece. I would love just to have this if he was just a superposable figure. But he does also have other features as well. One of the things that we were looking at too was his hand, and Spot had mentioned that this hand has also a gimmick. There is a little button on the side here, right here, and when you press it, it deploys. I'm surprised actually I caught that as well as I did. He deploys his hand, which also the Bandai is producing a line of role-playing game toys as well for this movie property too, and there's a role-playing toy that Spot will show you that also has the shooting hand also. So I'm sure at some point he probably does use this in the movie, being that there's now two toys that both have this gimmick. So again, it'll be really interesting to see. When you put the fist back in, it has kind of like an X shape to it, and an X shape in the socket. So plus as well too, the fist thumbsies will always go in. You don't want the hand to be like that, but just snaps into place, and again, you're ready to go. For Baymax's lights and sounds, well, he does have lights and sounds without incorporating Hiro. Hiro will play a bigger role when he's in flight mode, but he still has lights and sounds as is out of the box. There's a little button right here, actually, right underneath his torso plate here that you can press in. And when you press it, you'll see that his eyes, well, his face area will light up white, and he'll also make sounds. And pressing that again, which it seems like the second sound is more kind of geared towards him blasting off. The first sound is, you know, Baymax starting up and starting to move across. There's also one other button too I forgot to point out, but there's a button right here. It doesn't really do any lights, it doesn't do any sounds, but you can press it and it pulls this section right out. And again, I'm not quite certain whether this is a battery compartment for Baymax, But again, this section right here pops out, and then you can just push it back into Baymax. So lights, sounds, really cool. Liking it a lot. Again, pressing that button again. And again, there's a third sound and a fourth. There's probably maybe about, I'm going to say maybe about 4 or 5 sounds in total. There's again that starting up, that moving sound. There's the activation sound. Kind of a singular kind of moving sound, maybe an arm. And then there's that blasting off sound. Now, if you turn around Baymax, right on the back, you'll see that there are 2 peg holes and there are 2 smaller pegs. We bring Hiro back in, and remember Spot had mentioned he has pegs on his hands, peg holes on his knees. So take it, and you may not even be able to see that, but these sections right here are magnets. And this really is what activates the majority of the functions for Baymax when he's in flight mode. So take this and just clip it into place, making sure you line it up. You probably don't even need to peg his knees in, as I don't think they serve a significant purpose other than just keeping him fixed. But the biggest thing is you want to make sure that his hands are sitting inside those sockets. You'll know right away too when he is pegged into place when Baymax does have the activation sound, and his face will also light up. From that point,
fly! Yes! Baymax, rocket fist!
You can see how he has additional sounds, same light up feature, but this additional sounds that he didn't have before.
Fly!
And then from there, what you can do is deploy the wings. And depending on how you move him, you can see how he changes sound depending on how you swing the toy, giving it a really neat effect as if it is actually flying. And then when he gets to a more leveled standing position, again, those lights and sounds turn off. Really a fun piece. I'm absolutely in love with this piece. I think one thing I like especially too is I like the how you can include Hiro, you know, as opposed to him just being a straight regular character that's kind of included on the side. He plays a real pivotal role with getting the toy to activate additional features. There's also an on and off switch, so when you're finished, you can turn it off. You don't have to worry that the lights and sounds are going to go crazy all night on you, or if you accidentally have him sitting in there, kind of thing. But I really like it. I love the size of him. He's a good, beefy sized toy. Even if you didn't have lights and sounds, even if, despite the fact the lights and sounds are really, really cool, I just like the size of it. It's a good, super beefy, posable toy. And again, what kid is not going to love a really posable, big robot figure? The Hiro really is just the icing on the cake, but I really, really like this quite a bit. And more so, it's getting me even, I guess, to the next level, more excited for the movie to be coming out very soon. Again, I think the movie is slated for around November, so, certainly keep your eyes peeled for when Big Hero 6 certainly makes his big appearance. But in the meantime, today's Toy Spot, we were having a look at the Bandai Big Hero 6, the Deluxe Flying Baymax. Stay tuned, guys. Spot's going to certainly have more videos heading your way, more Toy Spots and other spots heading your way. Thanks for watching as you always do. I'll see you next time.